Inside the morgue, I stopped by the office to check on the day's cases. A suicide needed to be viewed along with an 80-year-old woman who had died at home from untreated carcinoma of the breast. An entire family had been killed yesterday afternoon when their car was struck by a train, and my heart was heavy as I read their names. Deciding to take care of the views while I waited for my assistant chiefs, I unlocked the walk-in refrigerator and doors leading into the autopsy suite. No one else would be in there for another hour, and I cherished in silence. I did not even need to lock the autopsy suite doors because it was too early for the elevator across the hall to be busy with forensic scientists going upstairs. I couldn't find any paperwork on the suicide and checked the office again. The report of sudden death had been placed in the wrong box. The date scribbled on it was incorrect by 2 days, and much of the form had not been completed. The only other information it offered was the name of the descendant and that the body had been delivered at 3 o'clock this morning by Sells Mortuary, which made no sense. My office used 3 removal services for the pickup and delivery of the dead bodies. These 3 local funeral homes were on call 24 hours a day, and any medical examiner case in Central Virginia should be handled by one of them. I did not understand why the suicide had been delivered by a funeral home we had no contract with, and why the driver had not signed his name. I felt a rush of irritation. I had been gone but a few days and the system was falling apart. I went to the phone and called the nighttime security guard, whose shift did not end for another half hour.
This is Dr. Scarpetta.
I said when he answered.
Yes, ma'am.
To whom am I speaking, please?
Evans?
Mr. Evans, an alleged suicide was delivered at 3 o'clock this morning.
Yes, ma'am, I did let him in.
Who delivered him?
I think it was Saul's.
We don't use dolls. I think you better come over here.
To the morgue?
That's where I am.
While I waited for this fearless guard named Evans, I unzipped the black pouch, which looked new. The victim's head was covered by a black plastic bag that had been tied around the neck with a shoelace. Peeking out of the breast pocket of his pajama top was what appeared to be a pink envelope. I took a step back, getting weak in the knees. I ran to the doors, slammed them shut, and turned deadbolt locks as I fumbled inside my pocketbook for my revolver.
Hold on!
I called out to him.
Stay right there.
I picked up the phone. Yo.
Get here right now.
What is it?
Hurry!
I'm hanging up. I hung up and dialed 911. Then I spoke through the door to Evans.
Police are coming.
I said loudly.
The police?
We've got a terrible problem in here.
My heart would not slow down.
You go on upstairs and wait in the conference room. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am, I'm on my way up there right now.
The telephone rang and I jumped. I grabbed the receiver. Morgue?
Morgue?
My voice trembled. Silence. Hello. I asked more strongly. No one spoke. I hung up and got off the counter as anger began pumping through me. And I quickly turned to rage. It dispelled my fear like sun bringing off mist. I unlocked the double doors leading into the corridor and stepped inside the morgue office again. What the hell is going on?
Reno asked as he looked blankly at the body in its unzipped pouch. With what appears to be a note in his pocket. What police investigator would allow that? What police department is working this, for that matter? There's no mention of one. I haven't touched it. I thought it was wise to wait until you got here.
Good choice. I think we better look. I slid the envelope out of the pocket, touching as little paper as I could. I was startled to see my name and home address neatly written on the front of it in black fountain ink. The letter was also affixed with a stamp. Carrying it to the counter, I carefully slit it open with a scalpel and unfolded a single sheet of stationery that by now was chillingly familiar. The note read, "Oh, shit. Holy Christ."
Sheriff Santa had been shot between the eyes. A 9mm shell stuck in his left ear. Firing pin impression was distinctly black. I sat down in a chair and looked around. No one seemed quite sure what to do. This had never happened before. People didn't commit homicides and then deliver their victims to the morgue. The night shift security guard is upstairs.
He was here when this was delivered?
Apparently.
I'm gonna go talk to him. What's the guy's name upstairs?
Evans.
You know him?
Vaguely. Come on.
You know what's going on?
No, sir, I sure do not.
Somebody made a delivery that wasn't supposed to be made. And it was while you were on.
You mean a body?
Listen,
I stepped in.
I know what the SOP is. We all do. You know about the suicide case? We just talked about it on the phone.
Like I said, I let him in. Somewhere around 3 in the morning. He pulled up behind the building.
If it was behind the building, then how could you see it? The lobby where you sit is in front of the building.
I didn't see it. This guy walked up to the glass and he just said he had a delivery. Later.
Did you know him?
I asked, containing my anger.
Can you describe him?
I then asked,
To tell you the truth, I didn't really look, but it seemed that he had light skin and white hair. Then I told him to pull up to the bay and I'd let him in. I cut through the building like I always do and opened the bay door. He come in and there's a stretcher in the hall, so he takes it, gets the body, and comes back. He signs him in and all that.
Did you escort him back out?